Stop reading about programming, stop watching entertaining but useless YouTube videos, stop avoiding code. It was the spring of 2022 and I was sitting in my crusty computer chair reading the same Python programming lecture slides over and over, pretending I was being productive. In reality, I was procrastinating professionally by avoiding work on a Python project that needed to be turned in that week for programming class. If I just keep studying these slides, then maybe I learn something that will make this project easier. I didn't find any useful information. Instead, I found myself in a worse situation than before. The remaining time until the project was to be handed in had now shrunk from 4 days to just 3, and I had barely started. What I needed to hear back then, and what you might need to hear right now, is just get coding, bro. Stop procrastinating, put away the tutorials, and stop watching the videos. Just like a musician won't get any good solely by reading musical notation, aspiring programmers won't get far just from studying tutorials or watching videos. To get anywhere, the musician must pick up their guitar or piano, and you have to open up your editor. I'm not saying to never read about programming or watch videos. These things are essential for gaining knowledge, but passive learning often fails to instill into us the deep understanding and problem-solving skills that come from tackling real programming. Tutorial hell is a hell of a place to be. If you haven't heard of it, it's where dreams die. I've been there, you've been there, and he's been there. It's when you get stuck in a loop watching one tutorial after the other without applying what you learn or doing anything really. It's a form of procrastination, and if you get stuck here, you probably procrastinate on other things in life too. So what can you do instead? Replace passive learning with active learning by getting into projects. After all, programming is all about the beautiful, shocking, practical, useless but funny things we can create. It was the possibility of making whatever I wanted that got me into all of this, and the same is probably true for you. Currently, I'm working all day every day on a web tool for my dissertation, and it's shocking how much I'm learning from it with every line of code I write, even though I've developed countless web applications before. And I encourage you to work on something as well. Start small if you must, perhaps with simple scripts or changing something in existing projects, and then work your way up to more ambitious stuff. Just do something. The phrase learning by doing is cliche, but it's completely valid. There's joy in creation. The sense of satisfaction and accomplishment is what keeps the developers of the world going. If you don't experience that enough because you're stuck watching tutorials, then you'll slowly lose interest in programming and miss out on all the great stuff that could have been. The truth is, and I'm very happy to say this, that these days I never get stuck studying programming anymore. It's so deeply ingrained in me to just get on with things and only read/watch when I need to. And I'd like that for you as well. So how did it go with the programming assignment? I actually curiously passed with top grades on that project. What happened was that I got off the comfortable lecture slides, realizing that they weren't helping me, and embraced the scariest part of being a developer, actually writing code. I settled on creating a text adventure game because those are extremely fast and fun to build and would still impress the teacher. I worked on it up to the very last hours of the deadline and then conveniently wrapped up the game story just before it was time to hand it in. If you'd like to learn how to program things for yourself faster than anywhere else while also having a good time, then check out my Python Academy linked in the video description. Now get off YouTube, open VS Code and build something that will impress your existing or future children.